Hi guys, welcome back to presumably the final episode of Sci High. Yeah, that's what we're playing. So prom is gonna happen. With its ominous title, "A Night to Remember." So let's go ahead and do this. It's not a game. Thanks. That's literally the first thing from the first chapter. It's the most important night of your high school career, possibly the most important night of your life. You're going to take down Mr. Pierce and save Keensport High. After tonight, your school is going to be a better place. Yeah. Ah, there we go. Sorry, no, my gum got stuck in my fucking teeth. What's almost as important, or maybe even more important, is that tonight is the junior prom. You stand in front of your mirror, examining your reflection, and imagining how others will see you. What kind of tux are you wearing tonight? It's the absolute latest trend. Something that will make everyone notice my fashion sense. I don't have a fashion sense. Classic and conventional, make me blend in with the crowd. No. Um, I coordinate with Coral so her outfits will match. I want to describe what I'm wearing. Um, let's put in a nice blazer, uh, fitted flats, and um, 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 what kind of shirt? And a black shirt to match Carl's. Okay, there we go. Exactly the way you want it to look. Exactly. Honey, are you ready? You are. Coming, you call. When you come out onto the landing, you see your parents at the bottom of the stairs, proud, beaming grins on their faces and cameras in their hands. "Oh, honey," Mom sighs mistily as you come into view. "You look wonderful. Our baby's growing up." "Junior prom," Dad echoes, his voice slightly rough. Your your proud parents proudly snap photos, but even as you're posing, you can't help but think of what's coming. Who knows how the night will end? You're dealing with magic far beyond anything you've ever experienced, going up against powerful enemies. If something really goes wrong, you might even get arrested. Do you want to say something to your parents before you go? Yes, they don't want to. They don't know what's going on, but I want to make sure I can say a real last bye. Real last goodbye. Real last bye. No, I don't want to worry them. No, I don't know what I'd say. No, that's not important to me. Yeah, they don't have to need. They don't need to know what's going on. Let's just say goodbye. Um, just before you go out of the, just before you go out the front door, you turn around for one last hug. You hold each of your parents very tightly. "I love you." "I love you too, honey," Mom says. She puts the back of her hand to your forehead, the way she did when you were little and she was checking you for a fever. "You okay?" Yeah, you say, struggling not to show any more emotion than you already have. "I just wanted to tell you how much I loved you." You say that to your parents a lot, but tonight they can sense it means even more than it usually does, even if they don't know why. "We love you too." Dad sets forward to give you a tight hug. "We'll see you later." You hope they will. I fucking hope I go home. You close the door behind you and head to the car that's taking you to prom. What did you decide on for transportation? Well, my only option is to drive. It's not glamorous, but it's my car. And it's free. Your car is battered and ancient, but it is indubitably free. When you pick up Carl, he grins. Old school Andy. Old school. Don't you just mean old? Yeah, that too. It's not a mean laugh, though. You can see he appreciates the lack of pretense that comes from driving your own beat up car to prom. When I went to prom, we kind of had a fender bender accident. It was cool. The guys totally let us off though. They saw that we're going to prom. It was me and three girls. We're all dressed up, and yeah, that's fun. I had fun at prom. Carl looked wonderful. His thick curls have been tamed into neat order, and you can smell the clean scent of aftershave on him. You know his tux isn't top of the line, but he wears it with such confidence that it looks like it was just made for him. The way he highlights his broad shoulders doesn't hurt either. His grandmother beams proudly at the two of you and snaps a few pictures before you go. Carl is happy and relaxed the whole ride there, and you feel entirely comfortable even though you both know what's coming. Murder. In the private room at the bow of the boat, you mingle with the rest of the Gold Crown team. It's a very quiet group. Nobody's dancing, nobody's admiring each other's clothes or joking about getting dressed up. Instead, they're talking about school. You spot Jake holding an earnest conversation with Antonio, who used to be in drama club before he became a model citizen, about college applications and summer internships. Yeah, we know that. After a few more minutes, Mr. Pierce steps up to the front of the room. Everyone falls silent. Good evening, members of the Gold Crown team. It's going to be a great night for all of us. You are truly doing your part to make Keensport High a better place, and after tonight, we will be even further along on our road to success. Here's the procedure that I expect all of you to follow tonight. First, there will be an intermission at midnight. At that time, all of you are to proceed to the room directly below where we are now. You must keep away the rowdier elements who would try to distract me. Not everyone cares about Keensport High as you do. As he taunts, his hand rests over his heart. At first, you think just a gesture of sincerity. Then you think he's just fiddling with his antique tie charm. Then you realize it's the antique silver tie charm has a little design on it that looks like the vinculum. That's almost definitely the silver talisman that will help him focus his magic. You are dismissed, citizens. I will see you again shortly before midnight. Everyone files out of the room in a neat line. No shoving or cutting, just orderly movement. The dance floor is up on the upper deck. Stars sparkle ahead, the full moon glows brightly, and the sea breeze is cool and crisp. Carl likes dancing to the fast sounds better than the slow ones, but you manage to drag him out for at least for a few slow dances. His warmth feels comforting against the bite of the ocean air, and you hold him close as you sway to the music. Okay, babe. Why does he keep calling me babe? I know. Well, I think it's because I don't have an official name. Probably. I mean, he does call me my name every now, but babe is such a. I don't like that term. Um, this isn't half bad. Cheesy, just like I thought it'd be, but not bad. Does this mean you're going soft, you tease? No, it just means I like being here with you. That's really fucking gay. At 11:30, Jake makes his way to the front of the dance floor and sets up to the microphone. As chair of the prom committee, it is my duty to give out the prom awards. Ripples of excitement run through the parts of the crowd that aren't made up of model citizen. The parts that are just the parts that are just stand in polite, quiet as they wait. That doesn't make okay. Never mind. First, the crown of the Kingsport Court, the person or people most voted by the prom committee to be leaders of the prom. Jake opens the envelope with the results of the voting. Casey Bennett and Emma Woolley are the crowns of the Kingsport Court. Of course they are. Casey's the head cheerleader and one of the most popular girls in the school. She and Emma are adorable together. Even better if it wasn't Mackenzie and her date. You smile happily as Casey and Emma come up to be crowned, and Mackenzie fumes silently. Good, I fucking hate that bitch. Oh my god. Um. Okay, there we go. Jake continues. I will now announce the winners of the other awards. He pulls out two envelopes, each containing a certificate. This is it. If you win, sorry. If you win one of these scholarships, I'm not editing anything out. I don't edit. Okay. You'll be set. Full tuition at the University of Massachusetts. No more stressing about how you're going to pay for college. No more scrounging to save every penny. No more listening to mom and dad worry. Your breath catches with anticipation, and you stand a little straighter as Jake reads the names. The winner of the Keen Sport Scholar Award is Andy Lately. Me. The winner of the Keen Sport Athlete Award is Steve Marquez. Scattered applause rises from the crowd as your name is read, along with a few whispers of Andy who? Who? Uh, Apparently, your name isn't one of the most recognizable at Keensport High. It doesn't matter, though. You've won the Keensport Scholar Award, and that's enough to make this a great night. You beam right back into the confused faces of the classmates who never noticed you and accept the envelope for Jake. You've won this Keensport Scholar Award. Well done. It's nearly midnight, which means um which means it's time for you to start planning. For you to start putting your plan in motion. You and Andrew exchange glances. You don't need telepathy to know what he's thinking, and you need to, and you know he doesn't need to know your thoughts either. But he says it anyway. I've got your back, he whispers, no matter what. Andrew gives you a small, trusting smile. Always. Um, I've got yours. I'm glad you're here. Let's say I'm glad he's here. Andrew's smile grows a little brighter. I wouldn't be anywhere else, 'cause nobody likes you. Do you want Carl to be there with you when you carry out your plan? Yes, Carl knows about the plan and I want his help. Carl knows about the plan and I want to spend as much time with him as possible. No, I don't want him getting in the way. I don't want him to get hurt, and Carl doesn't know what's going on. I want to keep it that way. No, I don't want him to get hurt. Let's minimize our casualties. Excuse me, you say vaguely. Andy, Carl asks, where are you going? I have to go deal with my plan. I don't want you to get hurt. I'm sorry. I feel really sick. I'll pretend. I'm being honest with him. What? No way. I'm coming with you. And he does. It looks like you got Carl's help whether you wanted it or not. The corridors in this part of the belt are narrow, lined with dark paneled walls, and a carpet that looks like a reject from a kaleidoscope factory. You think the designers were trying to for something bright to offset the dim lighting, but instead it just makes you grateful the lights aren't any brighter. As you approach a corner, you hear the sounds of a muffled sobbing just beyond. There's always someone crying at a school dance. Someone whose date just broke up with them or did something else awful. Usually the crying person's friends are there to take care of them, but you don't hear anyone else talking. The crying gets louder, the person is coming right towards you. You flatten yourself against the wall trying to stay hidden. My money is on that fucking cunt, Mackenzie. Around the corner comes Mackenzie. Fuck you. She runs down the hall, sobbing into crumpled Kleenex, while her professionally done makeup smears down her face. It looks like she hasn't seen you. Are you going to approach her anyway? Yes, I'm worried about her. Whatever's upsetting her, I want to make worse. Normally, I would go for that. Maybe she can help me. No, I don't care. She's upset. And lastly, I want anything to slow me down. Let's see if she can help. Hey, Mackenzie, what are you doing here? Andy, Mackenzie's tear-stained face shifts from hurt to anger, then to a desperate but unsuccessful attempt at confidence. I should have known you'd be the first one to show up. Steve dunked me, okay? Right in the middle of freaking prom. So go ahead and gloat. You know you want to. I'll tell the truth. Yes, I do. This is a beautiful sight. I want to remember every detail of it. I'll tell the truth. No, of course not. I wanted to see if you're okay. Uh, and I'll lie. No, of course not. I wanted to see if you're okay. I'll tell the truth. Actually, I wanted your help with something. Let's see if she will help us. Okay, Mackenzie's still looking at you suspiciously, but she's not shouting, and she seems to be at least distracted from her misery. I've got a big plan I need people to help with. Your role is really important. Really important. Okay. Haley will explain exactly what you need to do. Okay, Mackenzie says slowly. I'll find her. She looks much calmer now, more focused on the plan than her own unhappiness. Thanks, you say, and head off to take care of your part of the plan. You know you can't do this all, and that's why you spent so much time gathering up your friends and allies. Now's the time to call on these friends to make certain Mr. Pierce and Miss Clay never get to the Nexus. As the clock ticks towards midnight, the boat jets toward the Nexus. From above, you can hear muffled laughter and music. The prom is still going strong, but those happy sounds feel very far away and very out of place compared to what's happening here. You found the room on the lowest deck that will look directly out into the Nexus. Though it's a single porthole, you can see a faint glow. Most people would mistake it for the moonlight, but even this far, you can sense the pulse of magic that tells you the Nexus itself is glowing. Oh my god, where are we? Right here. Yeah. Um, you and your friends crowd around the floor, around the door, blocking the way. When Mr. Pierce and Miss Clay and the Gold Crown team come striding down the hallway, you're ready. Haley gives you an uncertain look, then draws up straighter and calls, "All right, everyone, let's go." Trouble is that everyone Haley's talking to doesn't include that many people. They do their best, some a little frightened at the thought of facing down the principal, some defiant and resolute, but there just aren't enough people to keep Mr. Pierce away. You worked hard and you tried hard, and you counted on your friends, and your friends are helping you, but it still isn't enough. I might have known you were a bad seed lately. You're a bad seed, and you always have been. You and your little friends, you are nothing but a mob of children. Your priorities are entirely misplaced. You associate with drug dealers and criminals. You have been given a great supernatural power. Yes, I know about that, he adds with a thin, superior smirk, but you do nothing worthwhile with it. None of you children deserve to have the powers you do. Those, I bit my tongue. Those powers make you unpredictable, unruly. It is absolutely evident that you need a grown up to keep you in line. I should have gotten rid of your bad influence in Kingsport High long ago. Really? Tell me more. I'll keep on talking so I can distract him from drawing more power. Make a drive for the talisman. You don't know the first thing about using your power in the right way. I can overpower him with magic. We can either make him angry or keep him talking. Let's make him angry. You insolent child, Mr. Pierce shouts, just as you hope he turned to face you, aiming the full force of his anger towards you and turning his back on the Netzes. How dare you lecture me? He's distracted by berating you that he doesn't even notice your friends coming in to crowd him away from the Netzes. This is wrong, comes a voice behind you. It's the first bit of emotion you've heard from Jake in months. You turn to see him at the head of a growing crowd of Gold Crown team members, all lined up in perfect rows and staring at you. This is wrong, Jake repeats. He actually sounds surprised and indignant. It was hard enough to face down your principal, but what about your friends? You have to think fast. What are you going to do? Jake, you don't want to fight. It's not right. It's disorderly. I'll try to distract them. I point behind them and shout, oh my god, what's that? I can't do it. Let's point. Let's distract them. You know what model citizens are really bad at? Lying. Also recognizing when other people are lying. Practically in unison, their heads turn to look towards where you're pointing. That's when Carl's gang jumps into action, crowding the gold crown team back out of the room. It's all over fairly quickly after that. Your friends surround Mr. Pierce and Miss Clay and crowd them into one of the smallest rooms on the boat. Thunderous cheers rise as the door closes and locks behind them. So what do we do? How can we make sure they won't try anything again? Call the police, Tyler declares. And tell them what? That they were using magic illegally? Well, they have been doing something illegal along the way. We found those financial records, remember? I bet they've broken all kinds of tax laws. You didn't think it was possible for Carl to look less impressed. You want to sit the IRS on them? Haley grins, not bothered at all by Carl's tone. That's how they got Al Capone. Maybe you should let one of the teachers decide. Miss Rivera likes you, right, Andy? As you're talking, another idea starts to come to mind. If Mr. Pierce and Miss Clay wanted to use the nets to change the way people behave, couldn't you do the same to them? You could turn them into good people. So what do we do? Uh, Tax fraud, ask Miss Rivera to handle it, or let the nets change them? I don't know. Couldn't do that. Tyler lets out a sigh of relief, and his beautiful smile comes back. She'll know what to do. If there's anyone you can trust to do right, it's Miss Rivera. She'll do what's really best for Kingsport High. You still got the nets to think about. What are you going to do with it? Leave it where it is? Let's get rid of it. I want to get rid of it. Um, you focus your mind on the nets, opening up to it as if you were trying to see into its heart or read its thoughts. You feel the rise and fall of the ocean sound all around you, and the salt spray float up on the wind towards your face. And then you feel the net sits itself. It's a rush of power as great as the ocean itself, a tsunami of light crashing into your mind. All the power of the nets is in your mind. For a second, you feel your concentration wavering, but then you sense the aura of silver all around you, and it helps you pull yourself back from the disaster. You hold the nets within you, and you hold on. When you were little, you read a fairy tale about a child who drank the whole ocean. That's what you feel like now. Impossibly full, impossibly huge, impossibly strong. All the power of the nexus is inside of you, and somehow you're managing to keep it contained. You feel the connections the nexus have made to each person it's touched, each team with magical abilities, each model citizen who's been transformed by the vinculum, and Mr. Pierce and Miss Clay who started it all. You feel everything. You see everything. You can do anything. Nobody should have this power. Not you, not Mr. Pierce, not Miss Clay. Not the other people with abilities, nobody. What about model citizens? Do you want to undo the changes made to their personalities? Yeah, let's change them back to who they were. Achievement drain, destroy the nexus. Achievements, free your mind, save the citizens. You can feel the threads that tie the model citizens to the nexus. The magic was put in place by the vinculum, but it all ties back into the nexus. Now that you control that magic, you can undo the threads. One by one, you cut loose the bonds that were controlling the model citizens, and you can feel their minds being set free. Jake, Will, Antonio, Miguel, Caitlin, Jeff. All over the boat, people wake up from their long, foggy months of being model citizens. All kinds of sounds rise up. Laughter, shouts, sobs. What matters is that everyone is feeling their own emotions again and thinking for themselves. The nexus goes dark. The world fades back into focus. For the first time in months, your mind is quiet. There are no flickers of clairvoyance, no intrusion by other people's thoughts. You can only see what's right in front of you. And in that quiet clarity that follows, what you see in front of you is Carl, the person you love, the person who stood by you, the person you can now see more clearly than ever before. Are you okay? Carl whispers. Yes, you say, taking Carl into your arms. I'm fine. I'm better than I have been in a long time. Your time at Kingsport High ended very differently from the way it began. Miss Rivera went straight from the prom to the home of the president of the school board. Kingsport is a small town. Everyone knows where everyone else lives. Even though it was the middle of the night, she had a good enough reputation as a teacher to make herself believe what she said when she said something was very wrong with what Mr. Pierce and Miss Clay were doing. It was even more believable when the school board found evidence of Mr. Pierce's shady financial dealings and campaign finance mismanagement. And once they were gone, Miss Rivera became the principal herself. Aw, go you. Principal Rivera encouraged students to do well and loved seeing them succeed, but she didn't care nearly as much about standardized test scores as Mr. Pierce had. She founded a new literary magazine and encouraged participation in the arts. With the model citizens' ties to the nets broken, they quickly returned to their original personalities. Test scores went down, but enrollment in choir, band, orchestra, and drama club went up. Fortunately, Jake and Will managed to stay out of trouble even without the influence of the vinculum. You went to you went to college on a full scholarship thanks to the Keensport Scholarship Award. You and Carl stayed together throughout senior year. He sometimes joked that if he didn't have you to look forward to seeing when he came to school, he might not come at all. He felt the same way sometimes. You and Carl hung in there, putting up with school so you could hang out on the weekends, partying, listening to loud music, parking at Lookout Point. He barely graduated, but he did graduate, and his mother was immensely proud. She took a picture of you and Carl and Jake all together for one last time. The best thing of all, though, is Kingsport is peaceful again. It's normal. No more high school. No more rumors of ghosts in the cemetery. No strange nights in the harbor. No worrying about whether anyone will find out about your abilities. Kingsport is normal, and so are you. And you're the one responsible for it. Um. Okay, that was really fun. I'm gonna play this again. I'm not gonna record the other options, but this was really fun. I'm really glad I gave this a go. I don't know how much this. I think this is like $2 on Steam. $2 or $1. I don't remember. It was really fun. I'm really glad I played it. I kind of knew where the story was going for a while, but it was really fun. You don't get a lot of that most of the time. And I may like I may play other text-based games. This was really fun. We'll see how others can compare. Well, not really compare. They're all different. But this was fun. I hope you enjoyed watching Sky High. Um, I'll see everyone next time, and who knows when. I don't know what it's gonna be up next. I haven't put up a recording of This War of Mine, the little ones, the console edition. Um, Maybe I'll record some Town of Salem. Maybe Don't Starve Together. I can't do the audio for that. It won't let me. My connection's really shit, so I can't record it at the same time. Um, or I might do Candace the Baby's Incredibly Trick Lifestyle. Who knows? Other than that, bye.